Okay, my name is Manasseh Omonua, and I will also be interviewing my dad, David Omonua, with the same questions. So, where were you born?
I was born in Uzogolo, Ewu, Isha, in Nigeria.
Okay, and when were you born?
I was born April 6, 69.
Okay, and do you know where your ancestors are from?
Where from a place called Uzogolo, Ewu, Isha in Edo State.
Was it from the same place you were born?
Yes.
Did your ancestors live anywhere before going to Ozolo?
Yes, my ancestor migrated from a place called Benin in Edo State, which is the state capital.
Okay. How did your family end up moving to America?
Where it was by virtue of my marriage to my wife. She was coming here, and then along the line, we got married, so I came with her.
Okay. Are you named after anyone in your family?
My what?
Are you named after anyone in your family?
No, my name is peculiar to me, so no.
Do you know how you got your name?
Yes, my name is David. Initially, my name was Sunday, but changed to David. My dad named me Sunday because I was born on a Sunday. But in America, I changed my name to David by God's direction and instruction.
Okay. Do you have any other name beside David?
Hizoji is my middle initial.
Okay. Do you know what that means?
Yes, it means God chooses destiny.
And do you know what your grandparents did for a living?
My grandmother was a very wealthy petty trader. My father was a retired railway worker. My granddad was. My father worked with Mobi Oil as executive secretary. My mother was a petty trader.
Okay. What's your earliest memory of your family?
Is he my?
You're in Nigeria, not.
Well, I was born by my father and my mother. After 2 years of being born, they were divorced. So from age 2, I lived my grandmother until I was 40 years old before I came back to live my father.
Okay. Do you remember what your childhood home was like, or your family home? Do you remember where it was, how many people lived in the home, or your fondest memories of living in there?
Well, I know that my siblings were 3 plus me 4, my grandmother 5, and then my auntie 6, then my auntie's children 2, we were 8 in my ancestral grandfather's compound. We were 8 together.
Do you remember how many rooms there were in there?
Rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 room and the living room.
Okay. Do you remember getting in trouble as a child or teenager? And if so, what were the punishments?
Well, it was. This is funny. Where the issue was stealing meat from the pots of soup when you were small. We go to the pot soup to get a piece of meat there, and my grandma didn't like that at all. So sometimes they flog us in the hands or make us wash the dish. So,
do you remember any of your family's traditions growing up, such as culture, religious, or any holidays?
oh yes, a lot of tradition. One, we have what we call the New Yam Festival. New Yam is a festival of celebrating farm harvest. It is done every summer between June, July every year, whereby the family come together with the newly harvested crops, then we cook, and then we exchange food to the family members, friends, in-laws, then with dancing in the community, cultural dancing, musical dancing. It is done every harvest season between May, June, July every year.
Okay. Do you have any favorite foods growing up?
Yes, it's the beans.
Beans.
It's nice. It's the beans.
Do you remember Do you remember the type of beans there were, or how they were cooked?
Well, the beans are variety. What I have here now, black-eyed pea, is also there. But the one I love most is not here in America. It's a special species, but it's not here. It's called olele. It takes hours to cook, sometimes 4 hours to cook, and it's very hard. When you eat it, it's very filling. When you eat it, you drink it, it makes you feel dehydrated. So after eating it, you be drinking water, because it makes you feel dehydrated. So that's my favorite beans. But in America here, it's not here, so I have to change to black-eyed peas.
Okay. What is something you wish you knew more about your family or your family heritage?
Yes, I wish I knew why my grandfather accepted to make his house a place to keep the ancestral idol. He was a Catholic, he was not worshiping the idol, but he allowed the siblings to put the idol in his house. And to me, that was compromise. I was just too young to engage him in that discussion before he passed. But now the idol is being moved away because we fought it, and then it was moved away from the family to my grandfather's siblings who are still alive.
Do you ever miss living in Nigeria?
Well, the answer is no, because life is better here in America.
Okay. How do you think your life would be in Nigeria if you never left?
It will be tough. But right now, it's tough over there. With the things there, as living cost is so high, everything's high over there. Even if you are rich, it's still affect your pocket. So it's way better here.
If you could, would you raise your children in Nigeria or in America?
Where in America? Because of living condition is better here.
Okay. What was your favorite memories as a child?
I remember when my brother was playing with me. I can't forget that day. I will be blind today. So he was playing with me with an arrow. He just aimed it at me, and then pull it. The arrow came and hit my eyes this way. It was a narrow escape, So the mark is now the mark is still here. So when the arrow was coming towards me, I turned this way. So it landed here and stopped there. It was dangling. You have to pull it out, then blood gushed out.
That's your favorite memory?
Yes, because I'll be blind. Yes. Imagine me getting blind. I think about the event that led to it and how God saved me. So for that, I'm grateful to God.
Okay. And how do you describe your childhood in Nigeria versus your adulthood in America?
Well, in Nigeria, it's more cultural oriented. In America, it's more individual. Over there, we know ourselves in the community. We are free with each other. But here, it's about family. It goes about my family. Right there, we interact. We associate together. We do things in common. There's less, I want to call a restriction over there. But here we have more restriction. But there is more free to associate. So that's just the difference between Nigeria and America.
Okay. I just want to thank you for telling me about your family ancestry and just about your upbringing in Nigeria.
Is that what the questions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for having me.
With the interview with my dad, I learned about his upbringing in Nigeria and how over in Nigeria they value tradition and closeness versus America. How America is more so about individualistic rights.